Area Omar share Mao action ABM Edoba Yedumedi areas. Media the Collins Nana Ajman and Mefutu Sem Kakra any say oh my Ghana Eda Wakuma Swana Yasem na Mibisa oh my Ghana da Wakuma so they are a ding and away na oh my Ghana ebetimi afa ne ntoma pa afura ade na wankasa woye no on senye so on senye so why are you doing it ade na woye you know very well that is not what is expected of you, but you keep on doing it, blaming others, pointing fingers at others. Meanwhile, you are also doing the same thing. You are in the same soup. So how therefore can you blame others? Do things right. Set the record straight. Dear opese obinya man, do same for others. Oh wait, aban ejuma. Enyame mama dia, enyame papa dia, enyame ofa dia, enyame busuani bia dia. So let me do it whatever way that I can. Emwa. So we are the spirit of nationalism, patriotism, unibi. God bless our homeland Ghana and all to our tonokwa. National pledge I will recite it. I put it to you. Say you recite it just for recitation's sake, without understanding it. Obi ebrei edenen kwatwaso because say they wanted this country to go its positive direction as far as the economy and other social factors comes into play to make this country run. Someone went into prison and even some to the extent they died in the prison, all because they wanted this country to work on its positive toes. Now it's your turn. What are you doing? Yours is to sit back, pointing fingers at others, blaming others sometimes for nothing. What are you doing? You. With all due respect, I'm asking you this simple question. What are you also doing? One way or the other, we all find ourselves guilty in certain circumstances. But do we sit down and have a deeper reflection, have a deeper thought of all these things, come into realization or come into our senses and do the right thing? I won't take you far. Look at the colors of the Ghana's flag. The Ghana flag, look at the colors. Red, gold, green, and of course the black star in the middle. Go to even class 1, they tell you the red there signify, say, our forefathers who toiled, did everything possible, and even most of them died, as I stated earlier on, because of that patriotism, because of that nationalism spirit that was in them. And now you call this country independent country. Yes, of course we are independent country. It's a sovereign state. Who worked it all out? Do you remember them? Let us ask ourselves so many questions. Do we remember them? Do we sometimes sit down and calculate? Do we sometimes sit down and have a critical assessment of all this? Now it's your turn. Now it's my turn. What are we doing? Instead of us to help build the fundamentals of this particular country as far as the economy is concerned. Yes, face the country. Of course, why not? But have you faced your attitude? Have you faced your attitude? We need attitudinal changes. We need to set our priorities right. That is why in simple economics, we have something called scale of preference. The topmost supposed to be the most important priority. But come to most of the African countries, the less important one is always on top, and the most pressing one always at the bottom. It means that we don't do things right. We tend to blame others. So sometimes when you turn around and you begin to blame those who came to colonize most of the African countries, the Europeans and the rest, you blame them for nothing sometimes. Why am I saying this? Why am I saying that sometimes we blame them for nothing? Fine, they are no longer here. They are no longer actually controlling us politically, economically, socially, culturally. Can't think of others. Now we have this political sovereignty within our midst. It's in our own hands. What are we doing? Are we not so dangerous? Are we not so wicked? More than those colonial masters that we normally blame them. Now they're giving the mantle to us. Operate your own country. What do we see? We have abundant natural resources all over African countries. But what do we see? Group of people, portion of people just capitalize over this and sell these natural resources to our colonial masters and begin to enrich themselves. That is why we have Mobutus, we have Abachas, we have Emperor Bukasas, and many more. So why do we turn around to blame our colonial masters sometimes? Now, everybody is talking about living in a democratic dispensation is the best. Well, at a breath of time, or at a point in time, it's correct. Democratic dispensation is correct. Nice one. Now, everybody is trying to shy away from the military rule. Sometimes I don't blame them. Look at what actually happened in Guinea. Professor Alpha Conde, professor of law, you have actually ruled this country, Guinea, you have ruled this country for 2 consecutive terms. 10 years. And per their constitution, Professor Alpha Conde, you're supposed to step aside for the next person. Are you telling me, Professor Alpha Conde, are you telling me or telling the discerning listeners and the viewers at this time that you are the only intelligent person in Guinea? Mamadi Doumbouya rather. Colonel, salute you. Now you have been sworn in, and per how you've started it, continue that way. You don't have to toe the line of others. So African leaders, AU, ECOWAS, can't think of all the other organizations, even to the highest of the United Nations, UN. What are you doing? Alassane Ouattara. Now you ousted Laurent Gbagbo in the bloody civil war. Innocent hundreds of thousands of Ivorians died. Ivorians, they died because you wanted power. Now Laurent Gbagbo is out of the country. You and your forces ousted him. Fine, we welcome democracy. There was an election. Alassane Ouattara, you won the election. You have actually spent your 2 consecutive terms, 10 years. Per the Ivorian constitution, you shouldn't step in again. But what do we see? Alassane Ouattara, you maneuvered the Ivorian constitution through parliament, and now this is your 3rd term. So if the military rise up and take charge, you come or you sit wherever that you are and begin to tell me bullshit. Why this is so? They have to. Because it's this kind of selfishness, selfish gains, wickedness from some of our leaders. So Alassane Ouattara, during the coup d'etat, recent coup d'etat in Guinea, once you're a member of the ECOWAS, you also went there with all the ECOWAS leadership. Why did you go there to tell Mamadi Doumbouya? What did you go there to tell him? You yourself flouted Ivorian constitution. You maneuvered the constitution, and now you are ruling. This is your 3rd term. Is this really enshrined in Ivorian constitution? You see sometimes the hypocrisy of some of our leaders. I think I'll end it here. Let me hold on my fire. Next week, another episode of this will come. My name once again is Collins Nana Agyemang. You can also call me Don Collins too. Nana Duku is calling now.